Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are thinking in Wesnoth, and I am playing classic maps ladder, and I am apparently playing against Estrada. Could be an alt avatar of another player. Not sure. Not been around for ages. Um, and I've randomed this horse shark map, which looks completely different when compared to the way I remember it. So I really don't know what to do. I will probably disable this map next time when I am here. I want to go on this side and kind of recruit some units, but at the same time, I don't know. I kind of gonna want to go in the center as well. I'm just going to go for footpads. You can never go wrong with footpads. And also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, never mind. I will just go for a griffin as well. Well, I have no idea what I'm playing at this point. So I am just going to recruit fast units that can give me vision, that can grant me observability, and hopefully that can um, provide me enough information so that I can get a grasp on this game. Sometimes when you are in front of a new map, new territory, new problem, the best way to handle it is to play conservatively and take your time, try to be defensive, get as much information as possible. First time you'll probably fail. It's a learning process at the end of the day. But yeah, just take it one step at a time. For example, while my opponent is thinking, I can look at this unit, Fire Guardian. Apparently has melee fire, fire breath. Okay, fearless, slow, loyal. That's all these. So 0 upkeep, fearless, slow, and elemental. Immune to drain, poison, and plague. Okay, interesting. Impact, quick, resilient, elemental. Elemental, I guess it's immune to bunch of spells. Poison, pierce, melee, impact. Mechanical again, loyal, 0 upkeep, and slow. The loyal units, I should keep them alive for as long as possible. I will just do this, grab some villages, push forward with my giant scorpion to scout. Really, there is no there is really no correct answer here. I can't really see what he's doing. I am half tempted to grab the village with the. I'll just go. I'll play conservatively. I don't know what he is. No matter what he is, it really doesn't matter because I don't know. Oh, no, 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 no. Almost made a mistake there. So I'm grabbing villages at this point. I'm looking that there are 8 villages that I should be grabbing. And I will just grab the 6th. And there are 1, 2, 3 villages. So something doesn't feel right. It feels like my opponent should be grabbing at least the leftmost village. Villages should be judging how the maps are built. Villages should be relatively okay, healthy, quick, intelligent. That's a nice set of traits. So villages should be uniformly, for the most part, distributed. So the way I see it in this map, which is brand new for me, never played it before, what you can see if I draw an imaginary line through the middle of the map, what I can see on the right hand side should be the villages that I would be most expected to grab, whereas these villages towards the southwestern part would be the ones that my opponent would be expected to grab and thrive from. Now, he is perhaps hiding his units from me or just being a bit slow, which is to be expected because I was player one at the end of the day. Okay, let's continue with these fancy units. So, strong, resilient, quick, melee, blade. Okay, I really don't know what to do with this. It doesn't look like a very good unit. I do have a loyal troll whelp, which is quite. It's going to be useful later on because it will keep regenerating, so it will also not count towards my upkeep. It's also quick, nice set of traits. Loyal, resilient, dim, loyal, resilient, dim. Now, I'm grabbing, I'm absorbing as much information as possible, right? So strong, resilient, quick. It seems that the monsters that both players get are symmetrical. I'm not sure if they're random yet. It might be that with every game you get a random set of monsters, but symmetrical. So whatever you get, your opponent gets the same. Again, not sure, but it's safe to assume, judging by these traits, that they are symmetrical. Now, I would go, a valid strategy would be kill the loyalist, kill the loyal. This one is not loyal. Now I realize it's quick, resilient, elemental, but it should be level 0, which means it has no upkeep by default. Again, you should really analyze the resources that you are given in order to fully utilize them, right? So this one I think is level 0. Not really sure where to look. Level 0, yeah, here. If we look, if I select it again, we see level 0, therefore no upkeep. Everything that is above level 0 gets loyal. For example, loyal. Great. Now, I think I have enough. I've seen enough of this map to make a plan. This seems like a difficult village to reinforce, to be honest. He only has, he does have arguably many keep positions in this area. However, there's a choke, depending on what race he has. There is a choke here, and maybe I could try to block him, grab that terrain. I could try to abuse a bit the terrain. So it does seem like a vulnerable position, this one. Now, in terms of my setup and my positioning, these two villages also seem a bit vulnerable simply because he can go to this keep and he could reinforce them quite easily. So there's a lot of grass in this area. This village here is these two in the center. Can also be attacked fairly easy. Now I see this mountain, which might be impassable. So I'm still analyzing. I'm still processing the information. The best thing to do at this point is to gather more info. And okay, so he is. I still don't know what his allegiance is. I'm tempted to scout a bit with this ogre. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Probably it's not worth it. If I want to push a unit forward, it would be the troll whelp. Simply because the giant scorpion is poisonous. And as you know, troll whelp can regenerate, therefore cancels the poison ability inherently. Right, there's not much else that I need to do to cancel the poison ability. Now, this Fire Guardian has 30% movement everywhere. I am just going to move him forward because he's been a little bit behind. He's been grabbing this village. Now, Griffin is my hope in terms of scouting. Finally, I can see. Okay, he's orc. That's that's worrying, to be honest. Simply because I did recruit 2 footpads. Again, I am under the impression that he knew exactly what I was, especially since he took his sweet time during the first turn. But I'm sure we have to give our opponent the benefit of the doubt. I'm sure he's a decent guy, and he did nothing of this sort unless he's a particular player, which is uh, cheating and playing under a different name. But I'm sure that is not the case. Now, with this being said, I need to make the best out of a difficult situation. Guardsmen are quite good at defending. However, they only have 50% in villages. I will pray for another quick guardsman. Great, got another quick trait, which means I can chain these guardsmen. For example, this guardsman can go to the village on farther right, and the newly recruited guardsman can take his place. If I get a newly recruited guardsman, I can just chain them around the map, depending on where I want to be placed. Now, it's important to not be over confident with this Griffin. So I see his hero placement. That's quite important. I know he will be recruiting centrally and he will push centrally. I want to be able to get a better placement on this side. Try to say this hill would be a good strategic position. Why? Because I could threaten the leftmost village, and I could threaten the village which is currently held by the troll whelp, and I can reach it. Maybe even get the quick footpad here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not necessarily, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, this one could work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, these could work, but at the same time, I kind of want my footpad in the center, the quick one, so he can reinforce as needed. And I will put him out of reach of enemy zone of control, probably right here in the middle, so he can go either left or right. Then I'll put this footpad here, and I hope I didn't forget anything. And I'll move my leader centrally. Maybe this scorpion should be okay. I put the scorpion on the forest simply because it seems to have a lot of movement, seven movement points. So I wanted to put some pressure. I didn't want to be too too defensive with that scorpion. I want to seem to be on the attack, make my opponent think about, oh, is he going to attack? Where is he going to attack? I've been a bit. Where are my manners? Where is he going to attack? How do I place my units? I want the pressure to be on his side. Now, it's really his game. He has the initiative. It's dusk. He should be pushing his units forward aggressively. Try to be as close to the villages as possible, and I believe if I were him, I would be pushing towards right hand side at this moment. Although I am a bit footpath centric in the left, which probably referring to me. I'm a bit footpad. I'm a bit footpad centric. Anyway, yeah, he seizes the opportunity. He sees that I'm a bit footpath centric on the left. However, my leader is right here, ready to reinforce. And yeah. Anyway, now the problem I have with him attacking on the left is that there are not many villages here. Sure, if you manage to break through and charge with 2 units on this side, you could maybe get 1 or 2 villages, which can okay, 1 or 2 villages which can which are very difficult to regain if you think about it. One village taken in the center when your power phase, when one's power phase, these power phases alternate. In this particular case, it's not applicable because I am neutral for the most part with tiny a bit of advantage during the night, whereas my opponent has extremely strong advantage during the night. Yeah. So if the idea is, if you have a village in the center of the map, it can be regained relatively easily, and that's it. You can just grab it. Okay, now I don't know what I pressed here. Okay, I don't know what I pressed, but it made the map look smaller, and it's a bit annoying. Don't know what I pressed. Anyway, I think this should be good enough. Maybe one more minus here. Yeah, I think this was the original view. Okay, let's see now. It's evening. It's his power phase. There's going to be a massive attack. Everything is lined up to attack. Fresh units coming. His leader went on the right hand side to be able to attack there as well, to be able to set me off guard, to be able to make me fight on multiple fronts, affect my concentration. But the beautiful part is that, the fun part of this attack is it has one weakness. He wasn't brave enough, right? He didn't actually attack any village, so I can simply just go back and recruit fighters. Dwarvish fighters are quite quite efficient in dealing with Orcish grunts, as long as the fighters can find good terrain to be on. In terms of him reaching here, I'm not too worried about it, to be honest. I think I will even, I mean, I will start doing some movements. So for example, I will put my guardsmen towards the right so that I can I can almost forget about them, right? I have guardsmen which are on this side, and I'm going to move the bulk of my units towards the left. In terms of that should be fine. Now, in terms of what is going on, does this have any? Doesn't seem to have any good terrain on which it could have significant defense. Now, I want to move my 1 footpad on the right hand side. Why? Especially the strong one, because I want to have this pressure and also vision, right? I want to see what my opponent is doing without relying on the griffin. And I've been a bit messy with my moves. Shouldn't matter. The footpad will not be too beneficial in defense. Maybe if it's on very on very okay. Guys are just having fun here. Great. Now let's see. Let's see. I'm a bit thrown off guard here by these comments. I'm going to rearrange my units here in a way that my footpad is far away from any possible attack, but at the same time, that's the beauty of footpads. If they are on the sides, they offer vision, they can go around the army, they can capture villages, and quick resilient elementals are okay. Elementals are quite efficient against poison. They basically have no. I'm just gonna play passive for a while, simply because I was distracted. There's no shame in that. You are distracted. Play a bit passive. See how the match unravels, and take it from there. Take it one step at a time. I'm not too worried about Orc now during the first power phase. Why? Because he simply doesn't have enough units to power through. I would need more. Okay, there we go. Quick resilience. Anyway, what I want to say is that during the first night, my opponent can't do much. He doesn't have the right units. He doesn't have enough. I mean, he doesn't have the right positioning unless he's going to push everything towards the left and go and attack this massive emptiness. And saying that, if he was to attack this massive emptiness, I will have problems, simply because his grunts cost 12 gold, whereas my fighters cost 16 gold. I would have to be extremely careful with my placement. Probably I actually need to be very careful how I show the opponent that I am strong, that I am aggressive, because I don't want him. I want him to delay his attack. The more he delays the attack, the more expensive units I can purchase. And you could say, oh, well, he can just outrun you. Yes, he can outrun me, but the more units Orc purchases, the upkeep that I contribute to is exactly the same. Although a dwarvish fighter has one upkeep, a grunt, an orcish grunt also has one upkeep. Therefore, he needs, let's say, two grunts to efficiently dispose of my fighter. Although he will get tons of return damage, but let's just assume that he only needs two grunts to dispose of a fighter. Then he will pay two upkeep, whereas I will pay only one. In the long term, I will have higher resources than him. Now, I'm analyzing this game from a macro scale perspective. Why? Because I got all these units in the beginning. However, these units have unique abilities. I cannot recruit them. I should make good use of them. It actually increases the diversity of your army. These units increase the diversity of your army, and two videos. Yeah. Okay. Now, again, our opponent is taking his time. Fair enough. I'm also taking my time because I'm talking to you, ladies and gentlemen, at the same time while I'm playing, and I'm also analyzing this game, and I'm basically playing the game in my head, all the possibilities that could arise. Sometimes it's not beneficial to over compute, to second guess yourself. In this particular instance, I'm not worried. I'm really not wasting too much brain power. I'm just thinking, put the footpads on the left hand side so I can have vision of a flank attack. Also have my leader where the bulk of his army is located. He seems to be migrating left. He seems to relocate. He seems to want to relocate his attack left, which is fair enough. I am very tempted to recruit a Dwarvish Oathsirker for attack, but I won't do it simply because I don't have the right unit composition to deal with a rush. So I am first going to get that particular unit composition and then worry about being aggressive. I still can die pretty easily to his grunts. Now, in terms of Mudcrawler and Giant Scorpion, and all these units, loyal units, I think I can put the. Okay, there is the Naga. I think I can put the Giant Scorpion on this terrain simply because he is surprisingly fast, and it's surprisingly fast, and I can obviously I can take this Scorpion from the left flank, put it in the middle. It also has poison, therefore if I'm being attacked, it will be difficult for him to follow through. He would need to retreat that unit to heal it, or he would need to sacrifice the unit. He can surround my Scorpion. That is a possibility. However, my leader is quite let me just I can probably prevent him from surrounding my Scorpion, or not even that. Just simply let me see how I could, yeah, just simply place a unit just to discourage him. I mean, if he's going to surround my Scorpion, fine, but I will have at least some units here that can act as backstabbing material for my leader. So my leader has this strong ability called backstab. So if you look on this side, backstab, for those of you who don't know, which doubles the damage if there is a straight line, your unit, enemy unit, and your hero. So if some, let's say this wolf were to try to surround together with the ogre, they would try to surround my scorpion, I would be able to backstab the wolf rider. In terms of this monster, he doesn't seem too strong. However, I'm just keeping the units in this area just in case. I'm sure he will not advance. It is almost daytime and he has absolutely no reason to advance. I am going to scout a bit around here with this footpad. Yeah, you see, I brought my footpad and I see this Nagini fighter, which is trying to do a run by. And he would have succeeded if I didn't see him now. It's a bit difficult to do it. And I'm going to keep this. I'm going to scout a bit with this soldier as well. Because of this Nagini fighter, I think I'm going to Scorpion. Okay, I am just going to bring my Griffin Rider towards the right hand side so that I can stop the Naga in case it gets any funny ideas. The giant rat, it's really not doing much here, although it has 4/4 and it is chaotic, so it's good at it's better suited at stopping attacks. So I will just move him to the left hand side where I am defending, and I will be. The plan is to recruit a lot of Dwarvish units in the right hand side and try to press the attack. I feel that this is the right direction to attack. Now, you have to understand this map, and as I keep looking at the map, I keep reminding myself different, let's say, different features of the map. You can see that this keep is at the far right corner, whereas the leftmost keep is quite a considerable distance away. So let's say I managed to attack my opponent on this side, and I managed to capture the village, and I managed to create numerical superiority. Then his hero won't be able to reinforce at such a quick pace. So if I somehow manage to give him hope on the right hand side and then attack on the left hand side, then I will be in great shape. And that I'm brewing basically. There's a plan in the making. I'm thinking actually of using the chaotic rat on the right hand side, simply because chaotic means its power phase coincides with the orc power phase. Therefore, I'm basically shifting my attack focus from the right hand side to the left hand side. It's difficult to execute either way, simply because orcs have numerical superiority. But I will try to put some pressure, not necessarily to deal the final blow to my opponent, but to try to affect his his positioning and try to get him out of position for his attack. So if he misses his power phase, let's say he missed his first power phase, he didn't do much. Let's say he misses his second power phase. Already at his third power phase, at his third night, he will not be in a good position to do anything, because by that time I would have created a decent unit composition to deal with whatever cheap units the orc is throwing at me. Okay. Now, he seems to be going left and right. Pretty passive play. I can't blame him. I'm also playing pretty passively. Nobody really wants to attack. Maybe he's also intimidated a bit by me. I'm not sure. Could be. But I am... Okay. He shifted his focus. However, it's a bit too late. Knight is gone. He maybe is also banking of my dwarvish units being slow. Oh God, I'm surprised by this. I must admit I was sloppy, and I deserve this. My loyal troll is dead. That's a pretty big deal. And I'm in a world of pain at this moment. Nice move from him. He speculated my moment of my lack of attention, basically. Maybe 2 out of 2 was a bit unfair. I would have expected 1 out of 2 there, plus 100%. So I got basically all the hits were in when I should have gotten maybe half the hits. Okay, suddenly has become an interesting game. He's going to attack during dawn, and I'm not sure if he's going to power through with his leader, which would be interesting to say the least. But judging how he played and judging the positioning of his units, I am going to do some damage of my own. So I will miss, which is not a problem. Happens. I'm just thinking that I could poison him maybe, rather than doing the pincer move, because okay, never mind. It's not going to hit anyway. This is neutral. This guy is neutral. 5-3. Let me see the resistance on this Mudcrawler. Blade is fine. Cold Fire Arcane, it's terrible. Impact is quite efficient versus Impact. Now, in terms of attacking on either side, I'm going to place my fighter on the mountain. Ogre is neutral, so I am going to scout, and I will place my dwarf in range of this village, and I will be recruiting an Ulsucker, just so I can put... Oh, okay. Something is going on. My recruit didn't go through. I'm not sure if I'm still connected to the game. Okay, I am. It's a quick 1, 2. Oh, 1. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Quick, strong. Okay, it's quick, strong. That should be good enough. Now, in terms of his attack here, he has the Scorpion, which is going to hurt. And the Scorpion is poisonous. I'm going to obviously retreat with my footpad. I'm even thinking of retreating all the way back. No reason for me to try to defend empty land. There is absolutely nothing to be gained there. I am going to keep my Griffin somewhere around... I want to be aggressive on the other side, actually, with the Griffin. So I'm going to keep my Griffin somewhere in the center of the map. And in case he wants to go through, he is my guest. I'm thinking of bringing even... I just don't know. I don't want to... It's a matter of balance now. Do you bring your units to the right to defend, or are you aggressive on the left? I really don't know what would be the best move. I'm just going to go for pressure, and I'm going to retreat my leader. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to retreat my leader. I'm going to put my leader in the middle. I'm going to say, okay, if you're going to commit on the right-hand side, I will be reinforcing. Make no mistake, I will be reinforcing. I have guardsmen on the villages who are not going to die that quickly. Also, this footpad has 70% movement. He's also not going to die that quickly. You are free to charge in here, do whatever you please, because my villages are occupied. Now, I should put this on the village, otherwise that would have been a bit silly from my part. Probably the footpad is in a way too defensive position here. There was no reason to put my footpad in this defensive position. It was a bit of an overkill. I could have put him, for example, here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, he's going for my mud crawler, which again, it was not that resistant to sword. However, the fact that he went for my mud crawler is going to make him vulnerable to my attacks, hopefully. Although this Nagini fighter, which is resilient strong, is going to be so difficult to kill. He's already killed 2 of my units. His leader is out in the open. His leader cannot reinforce on the left-hand side, though. So, okay. Okay, so for the crowd, we need to entertain them, right? But crowd is important. Entertaining the crowd is important, but also thinking during the game is equally important. Trying to stay calm, trying not to go with your gut feeling, trying to go with your. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes you look at the position and you analyze it and you twist it and turn it and look at it from all these different angles, and it seems a bit hopeless, or it seems a bit dangerous to commit to a particular attack, but your gut feeling tells you otherwise. Yeah, in those situations when you've done absolutely everything right, follow your gut feeling. I mean, you can be very smart in life and take the best decisions. At the end of the day, you are not going to guarantee anything. Success is not a guarantee. You can only maximize your chances for success, right? Guys are already making fun of my my videos. Very kind, very kind players. This particular game has a nice community, is similar to chess. I highly recommend it. It's pure logic, pure fun. There's nothing, let's say, ability based about it. You can just stay, listen to some music. You can also do some other things in the meantime. For example, you can even read a book and wait for your turn, then think about it. Obviously, this is not how I like to do it. I like to be fully focused and try to win, because whenever you give, you try your hardest, and that's when you learn. That's when you exercise your brain. That's when you let's say that's when you. I feel that's when you evolve, right? So let me see what is available here. I could attack the Nagini fighter, but that is going to hurt. Now, I could attack the Grunt. That is going to hurt as well. I have a feeling that it's going to hurt so badly. Now, from 40%, I would have a better chance of killing this Grunt here, which I don't know what to say. I could also try to soften up soften up this one, which I'm sure he didn't realize. I'm keen on killing this Orcish grunt because I could actually grab the village if you think about it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could grab the village and everything will be fine. However, this is a strong grunt and he will deal tons of damage in return. I want to get at least one shot in. And okay, that was a good shot. Now I think I have a chance to finish him off with my, okay, see, chances are much better this time, to finish him off with my Ulfserker. Okay, that's I got a bit too many hits in, to be honest, if I'm honest with you, but that's fine. I can't complain. I got the kill. I don't know if this is, this is level 1. No, it's level 0. This is not doing absolutely anything for me. I want to be greedy, and instead of protecting my Ulfserker, who is going to die eventually, I want to get a hit on this particular scout, which I did, but it hurt. Now I want to get more hits on this scout. I want him to retreat and heal. I don't want the scout seeing what's coming. Now, again, it's, oh, I miscomputed. I can't grab the village, which is a pity. That's what happens when you don't compute. That's what happens when you talk at the same time. Everything for you, for this wonderful crowd. I'm trying to think at the same time, share my thoughts with you, and it comes back to haunt me because I make mistakes. But anything for you. Now let's have a bit of a scout here. I want to reinforce. I just want to get a bit of damage into this grunt. I mean, having a full health damage onto a village, it's never a good idea. You don't want to fight against that. Now, I would want to keep this position with my, let me just see here. I want to keep this grunt in place so he doesn't go away, because he doesn't really have any good unit to grab the village. I mean, he could grab it with the young ogre here. The young ogre is still, it's still, I'd say poison. Still, okay, I'm going to keep this. Ah, and I didn't recruit. Okay, that was fun. I spent so much time analyzing my thoughts and trying to compute and share my thoughts that I missed the timer. Happens sometimes. But still, I believe that I did much better this way rather than not analyzing at all and just following my instinct. Now, there is an upside to that. I will have lots of gold, so I will be able to recruit 2 units next time. And those units could be whatever I want. I should have recruited an Ulfserker, I feel. It would have been very strong if I did. I didn't. It's a mistake, definitely a mistake. I am not going to, there's no way to sweeten that mistake. It's a mistake. It's done. There's nothing else I can do about it. They will kill my Ulfserker, definitely, and I could have had another Ulfserker to get revenge on my on my assassin. Well, it's not that bad. Again, my upkeep is quite decent. This procedure in which you don't actually recruit units, but you don't recruit units one at a time. You wait a bit and then you recruit 2 at a time. allows you to get a bit of extra income, right? So it's called banking. It's like you're trying to spend less money on upkeep and have more money to recruit new units. Um, it's um, it's a technique which is frowned upon, but by all means, it's a completely valid strategy if you think you can benefit from it. Now, in terms of my unit placement, again, I think I pushed my Dwarvish Guardsman too far. He can attack it with the troll. However, I didn't even fathom the fact that he might use his leader to attack me, because this would be a statement that he would make. It would be, I am going to stay here until the end of the game. I don't care what's happening on the left-hand side. You can see all his units are desperately running to the left-hand side to try and defend. I actually lost 3 units, some of which were loyal, which hurts because the loyal units have no upkeep. He only lost 1 grunt, and he's about to lose another grunt. And my dwarves, um, my dwarves are quite expensive, so my dwarves are also hurt. As you can see here, it's really not a good exchange from my part. I have nowhere to heal. I'm far away from any villages. Probably my best bet is to just stay on these mountains, camp these mountains. That's another factor, terrain, right? So if I stay on these mountains, look, he retreated the Wolf Rider. I don't think it's a good idea. I think he should have fought with the Wolf Rider to the bitter end. Okay, that's probably why he did it. He wanted to slowly kill my griffin. However, his yeah, that hurt. What is the resistance on this? Blade 0, fire. It's a good resistance to fire. That's okay. So my fire guardian is kind of trapped here. It's a nice trap that he set for me. As you can see, the zone of control of the enemy units is 1 unit around, 1 unit around. So if I go, that's my only escape. That's my only tile outside the enemy's zone of control. But then if I want to escape, there is this impassable terrain which blocks me. So if I want to escape, I would have to either kill the giant scorpion, which would poison me back, or I would have to kill the troll whelp. Now, it's going to be a bit difficult because it's evening and his units are piling up. I will recruit 2 Offserkers simply because I want to put pressure on him. Probably he will be very efficient with this Naga in killing my Offserkers, but pressure is really important. And I want to be able to exchange units and kill most of his units before his power phase comes. So my best bet is to do it during the dusk while I still can. And yeah, that's basically it. I will. Okay, so you see, the fire breath actually demolishes this scorpion, so I will use it. Oh, that hurt. That really, really hurt. I just needed 1 shot there. Now, I don't know what to do at this point. I am kind of stuck here. I could try to use my leader, but again, my leader doesn't deal that much damage at this point. I could try to poison as well his Nagini fighter, but that's a long shot, to be honest. And it's really a long shot. I don't know how better else to describe it. I could try to go all in on his grunt. So I did get one hit in on the grunt, which is well, 2 hits actually. But of course, my fighter misses. That's just terrible. Terrible plays, terrible mistakes from my side. I will go ahead and upload this game anyway. simply because it's a new map and it's new mechanics with all these units. Um, all these units that you need to manage. So I'm going to. It's very educational for our viewers. Therefore, I am going to upload it now. Who do I kill? Do I kill the assassin or do I kill the grunt? Which one is the most dangerous? Which one is the most likely to die? The grunt is on 40%, so I'm just going to go for the grunt, and it was a good choice. This Griffin Rider was going to die anyway. I'm going to try to make a wall, but that wall will probably die. Okay, at least I killed some units in return as well. But this wall will definitely die, and there's no question about that. At least I'm not. Well, he can actually surround me from all sides. I'm trying to make this situation better than it actually is, but it's not looking good. I have to be honest. Now, in terms of this Nagini fighter, I do want to poison it badly, so I'm going to give it a go. Well, it didn't happen. That's life. Sometimes it's just unforgiving. It's cruel. It's ruthless. Now, in terms of what's happening on this front, I want to be able to put some pressure with my units. I feel like I should be able to put some minimal pressure. So I'm going to bring my units a bit forward at least. Try to at least threaten this village and at least show that I intend to, join the fight eventually, so that he can. Oh, that would have hurt if he had gotten the third hit. That would have been absolutely terrible. I really don't mind if he kills it using 2 units, but getting 3 out of 3 with one particular unit, okay, that was a very important unit that I could have used to kill the Scorpion, which I didn't. Maybe some more luck with the Naga, please. Come on. This is really important. If Naga needs to die, Naga needs to die, Naga needs to die. Ah, come on. Ah. Never mind. I knew I had the risk when I recruited that Ulfseeker, so it's really not. It was wishful thinking. He probably analyzed the odds, and he realized that no matter what, at least this giant rat cannot level up anymore. He probably analyzed the odds, and he realized that no matter what happened, it was highly likely that the Naga would be the one winning the fight. Now, in terms of his, okay, that was unexpected. He's giving me a target right there. Oh, never mind. He can poison actually my Dwarvish fighter, and that will be an excellent move from his part. Well, he played well. He's at an advantage, definitely. And I hope he doesn't make any mistake, so that we can have a balanced game. I made a mistake actually, because I disregarded his Orcish assassin. He can poison my Dwarvish guardsman, and that would put me in a terrible position. Although he has to be careful about this village. Anyway, I made mistakes. Don't get me wrong. I made mistakes, and I will definitely be more careful on this map in the future. But you have to appreciate your opponent's resolve and his focus, and the fact that he did not make mistakes. He played conservatively. He tried to move his army around wherever the fight was going to be, and he did it. He almost beat me. It's not. I'm not out of the game yet, I would say. I'm very far behind in terms of income. I'm very far. I mean, my efficiency in terms of creating units is just terrible. So I also have had a bit of bad luck. But having these stats for attempted inflicted damage. I'm just looking at attempted inflicted damage and attempted damage from your opponent targeted at yourself. And I can tell you that those are not, let's say, stats to be proud of when you're playing against Orc. There's clearly a mishap in the way I'm playing. Okay, so finally he's moving his leader. I don't know why he didn't move his Orcish assassin over here next to the mushroom. He was probably afraid that I will surround him and try to kill him, which is fair. Okay, now I have many targets. Obviously, I should kill. I should try to kill the Naga. There's no way I'm leaving this Naga out of here. But at the same time, I have to place my Oathsucker on a good position and trade efficiently. So I am thinking of, let's see here. Okay, that's just terrible. In terms of the Naga, okay, I'll definitely kill the Naga. I'm thinking actually of killing the Archer, because this would place my Oathsucker on 50%, and he would have to trade another unit for the Oathsucker. Plus, 50% is such a good, let's say, such good terrain to be on. Let me see if I can be a little sneaky. No, I can't. I really shouldn't. I can't and I shouldn't. But then again, if I would put my Dwarvish fighter on this terrain, that would be even better. That would actually form some sort of line, and my Oathsucker would be here on 40%. And with some experience under his belt, which I don't know what to say, which one would be better. Now I'm going to just attack this draw, and I will try to slow down his incursion into my territory. I don't know if I can. No, this would not happen. Well, I fail this attack, but I can't really heal my units, so I'm really hopeless at this point. So I'm just going to try to. Okay, I'm going to try to. So these units are dead. At least they will be on 70%, and they will deal a lot of damage back to my opponents before they die, or at least this is the plan. I failed to finish off anything with a Scorpion. I will try to protect it with the footpads, and I will recruit. I will make a recruitment on one of these sides. Okay, and that recruitment should be a dwarf. No questions asked. Dwarvish fighter. And I will hope that my opponent will be too brave. I will hope that he will overextend, and I will hope that this will cause his demise. I can tell you now, based on my experience and by assessing the statistics, that is very unlikely. I'll probably lose this game because I had sloppy play. I did not focus. And okay, you could arguably say I had a bit of bad luck, but that's not an excuse. Definitely I made the poor decisions, and especially missing that recruit missing that Ulfsarker, that was a key. That was definitely a key mistake. Having one Ulfsarker recruited one turn earlier can make a massive difference. You kill one unit, then you have the Ulfsarker, of course, with less hit points, but you have the Ulfsarker available for the next turn. Whereas if you just recruit one turn earlier, not only all this gets delayed, but the opponent's unit gets to hit one more turn. It's not dead. The opponent's unit would be the one that deals tremendous damage in one turn, and then the second turn it will deal some damage before it dies. So it would be reversed. So the difference is actually, I'd say, double or even triple. Anyway, it was a very interesting game on this. I believe it's Hornshark Island save map. It's don't know. Remember the game being Hornshark Island. Anyway, it's a very interesting map. I'll definitely play it in the future. These monsters with interesting abilities are there to balance the map, I guess, against drakes. And I mean, drakes is the one that I can think of. Maybe undead as well. Okay, that is a hero footbat. He might live another day to tell his story. This is the kind of fights that I need at this point. 70% defense units that just won't die. It's high risk because if there was okay. Now my Oathsarker is probably going to die or not. That would be a very funny moment if my Woodsucker would leave. And it lived, ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe it. That is a hero Oathsarker. And will it live? Will it? Almost. That is fun. Sometimes it's just fun to see these probabilities on your screen. Okay, that is another probability, no probability, random number generator. I took some chances, right? But now this is all on me. Although with my masterful placement here, that is lucky. I didn't place it in this way. I could do the following. I could have the footpad get this village. Then I could have the poisoned dwarf go to the village farthest on the right, and I could have this dwarvish guardsman cut off the resilient intelligent grunt, which would work, and I will take that. It's not optimal. It's basically scraping units left and right to cover the ground, and I had a lucky break, and I should make the most out of it. Probably the random number generator will not give you a second chance. You should take the most out of it, and you should not feel sorry for yourself. You did what you had to do. You played the game. You took the risks because there was nothing else left to do, right? You were at a disadvantage for various factors, poor play or bad luck. So all you can do is take risks. Maybe you could come back into the game, maybe not. Who knows? But you did what you had to do. Okay. Now I finally killed the annoying assassin. They are always difficult and annoying to deal with. Now I don't have many units. I would like to save this footpad simply because it has experience rather than feed him to the wolves. So I will take him back. However, I have to be careful about blocking this Naga. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is it 7 or 6? 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I'm fine. In terms of this giant scorpion, I will run like the wind. unless I can, I don't want to grab experience with the Scorpion, to be honest, but it might very well be the only logical thing to do, simply because I'm really I really don't have enough units here to take all these kills, and I really need my leader to do an attack on. Let's see if I do this. Could maybe. Yeah, you see, I don't have enough units to do everything that I want. So I'm just going to have to make do with the units that I do have. So I can't really leave this village. I really need something to finish off this straw whelp. Although I am half tempted to just use my fighter. However, that will be terrible, simply because I need to do a lot of kills. Okay, that was fine. And now I should kill this fighter no matter what. I will take a huge risk if I try to kill it with my leader, but it feels like okay. It feels like I am so tempted to kill it. However, I don't have any more units to kill with. So this is holding the village. This is holding a village. And again, there are 2 units which are keeping 3 of mine in check, which is brilliant play for my opponent. By the way, he's being aggressive where he should be, when he should be. I am basically trying to make do with the little units that I have, and I am really stuck recruiting these dwarvish fighters because there's nothing else that I can recruit. And I wanted to kill, but I can't. And I am struggling to heal my units simply because I'm dwarf. And yeah, that's basically it. No fancy plays. Normally, I should have invested. I should have made sure that the experience goes into a unit that can level up, like a fighter or even my hero, right? But again, because I'm struggling, I'm pinned down in my villages. There's really not much I can do. Now, careful! This guy might actually. That was. Oh, that was close. If I would have killed this giant rat, I would have been in a very strong position. But I didn't. Therefore, there is no story to tell there. My fighter is dead. Now, with this being said, I am still on 8 villages, and my opponent is still on 8 villages. So it's not that bad from this perspective, simply because Orc does want to have a village advantage. It's simply how his race works. Again, I'm hoping for him to attack into my units so that I can. It's basically his game to lose, so that I can deal a lot of damage without taking much in return, which he is doing. I'm going to check. Okay, blade resistance, not that much. He's blocking my keep. Yes, that is a nice move. However, I can also backstab this giant scorpion, right? So this is, I think, I mean, if I will win, I'm not saying I will win. I'll probably lose this game. I deserve to lose this game. But if I will win, this is basically a textbook example of my opponent overextending himself. And he's a great guy, don't get me wrong. He did all the things right. But maybe now he's getting a bit ahead of himself, because he is, okay, his leader is definitely on this keep based on the positioning of these recruits. Because he is, there's no reason to offer me this backstab. It's going to be second watch. So my leader will have his power phase, and I will deal tremendous amount of damage. It will be basically a free scorpion for me, a free scorpion kill. Yes, I will not be recruiting, and yes, he can keep blocking my keep with units um, if he accomplishes the right kills at the right time. Oh no, that was a 2 out of 2. What am I babbling about? This guy is absolutely a master at hitting 2 out of 2 with his grunts. So all that planning down the drain. Sometimes you get unlucky. Again, I didn't lose this game because of luck. Don't get me wrong. I made mistakes, but my only hope at that point was for the 70% defense, a 70% defense grunt to evade the attack, which didn't happen, obviously. Okay, that was not too bad for him. He obviously I was expecting 2 out of 2. I mean 2 out of 3 hits to go in. That didn't happen, and now I'm in a terrible position. If I attack his units, then I lose villages, so I don't want to do that. I do need to kill this scorpion simply because it can poison me, and yeah, we needed that. In terms of this footpad, there's really nothing I can do. Absolutely zero. This troll whelp is going to attack me and probably kill me. I am just out of respect for my opponent staying in game so he can finish me. Yeah, so let's see what happens now. He probably will attack me with everything he has, and if I get lucky, I am on 60% with all my units, then I will be okay. He's going for the leader, which is something that I would, in this situation, I wouldn't approve of, simply because this can happen. My leader is on 60%. Even if you think I'm vulnerable, I'm on 60%, and yeah, you can always miss versus 60% defense, and you get some retribution from my leader, which is not to be ignored. It's quite a significant retribution. Yeah, it probably doesn't matter at this point, to be fair. Although this footpad could potentially level up, which wouldn't matter that much. Also, I could get my strong dwarvish fighter to level up. Oh my god, 3 out of 3. That was absolutely painful. That must have been painful as well. Anyway, it's fun, when these but mathematically speaking, I have already lost the game at this point. There's really no need. I'm just staying in game out of respect for my opponent, as I said. Okay, that hurt. 2 out of 2 always hurts when it happens. I would rather not get 2 out of 2'd, and I would rather have normal luck in other circumstances. Now, I am poisoned. I have no allies. I really don't know how I'm going to pull this off. I will have 1 life, which is obviously terrible. I can die from the smallest of attacks. Probably I should concede, but I just feel like I want to have a heroic standoff, which is going to happen soon. As soon as I get my turn, I will probably sacrifice my leader on a random unit here. Nice map. I played a bit too relaxed in the beginning. I didn't quite analyze everything that was going on, and I haven't played in this map on this map for a long time, so I'm getting what I deserve. A loss. Props to my opponent as well. Estrada, very well played. Took no chances. Nice unit placement. you do your job, you focus. No matter who you are playing, you can always win, as long as you you have the right strategy, obviously, and you are aware of your surroundings and at what would be the optimal moves considering everything that's going on. Now I have so many targets, but at the same time I don't know which one to kill. It's always a problem when you have too many targets. You really don't know what is the actual optimum move. I will try to kill this Orcish assassin simply because it's the one that can ignore my high defense. But just so annoying. I can't really do much, can I? I would need to. I'll need to kill the merman as well. 4-4, 5-3. Which one has? Okay, I have probably a better chance at killing this, but this one will level up soon. So I. Okay. Okay, that hurt as well. 1, 2. I'm running out of moves, to be honest. I should have conceded. Ready. And I'm going to stay right where I am. I'm not running anywhere. I was planning to go into the village, but that is already gone. So now every single one of his, except this one, except the Orcish assassin. Orcish assassin can kill me. Orcish assassin has can ignore my high defense. It has this marksman ship ability. When he attacks, he will probably kill me with the Orcish assassin. I'm just going to challenge my opponents. Let's say if you are brave. So the reason I said that is because all his units are on. Never mind. Okay, good game. Well played. Okay, well played, and I'll be definitely uploading this because I should be uploading also when I lose. And I hope you guys.